So this year I am going on another one of Shannon's trips, and it's happening in July, and there's no backpacks and no sleeping bags and no mosquito nets coming on this one. We're off to Italy for 5 nights to a beautiful place called Puglia. I think that's how you say it. And yeah, this is a wine tasting and art retreat, and yes, it sounds absolutely insane. We're staying in this old farmhouse, which is only a kilometre walk to the beach. We've got pasta making workshops. We've got a trip to a salt lake to hopefully, fingers crossed, see the flamingos that we missed out on in Kenya. And we've got art workshops every day where I think we'll be drawing in coloured pencils a flamingo, and also a trip to the town of Lecce. It looks like a busy kind of city vibe, and so that's going to be really cool. And yeah, all of the food looks absolutely insane. It's all vegetarian and vegan, which is right up my street, and honestly I cannot wait. So yeah, that is something to massively look forward to. I've just started looking on the internet to see if I can get some images up and kind of feel out the vibe of what pencils to take and pens, because I would really like to draw a little bit more on location. Now I'm really not very confident doing this, and I am just learning at the minute, but yeah, I did it a little bit in Whitby, and now when I look back and I look at the pictures, and it just makes me really happy when I see all those little bits and pieces and memories that I drew whilst there. And yeah, I'd like to start doing this everywhere that I go. So yeah, let's have a look and see what kind of colour palette we're going to need when we go to Puglia. Good news, pencil rolls have finally arrived, and if you've watched one of my previous vlogs when I've told you about the issues that I keep getting because they keep sending me ones with just 12 sections for pencils instead of 72, which I actually paid for, and they've done it twice now, but I've used another company. These are for 72. Happy days. And yeah, I'm going to show you how we create the finished result of the pencil rolls for the trip. So this is the logo. I'm thinking maybe just having a little square bit there so that when it's fastened you can still see the little logo there. But let's have a little play and see what we think. Okay. Love it when it opens like that. Right, let's bob this in. Okay, let's go. We got a little wobbly there. So that's the first one done, and I think it looks really nice. The black and white together is so lovely. It looks super striking and really clean and crisp and professional. in my opinion. So yeah, and look at all this space. So I'm going to roll it up and see what it looks like. But in this video as well, I'm going to have a little research online and see what kind of colour palette to pop in here. So I'm going to take a mixture of coloured pencils, like some felt pens as well. And yeah, kind of see what the architecture is like. Where I used to live, they had blue shutters. And I think where we're going, I think the shutters on the houses and stuff there are green. I think the boats tend to be blue, just from what I've already looked at. So we'll have a look. And yeah, I am hoping to do a little sketching, a bit of doodling while we're there. And I know we're going to one of the busier places called Lecce. I don't know how much time we're going to have aside, but we've got some downtime, so we'll see what we get up to anyway. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. So I've got some bags to do, some more wraps, and I've got these tiny little pens. In fact, I'll show you. I've got these tiny little pencil charms to put on, so I'm going to see where to attach them, but I think they look really nice just hanging down, a couple of little pencils. But yeah, so Shannon's is next, so let's get going. Next, and instead of doing it on the little corner bit like I did mine, because she's got a really long logo, we thought it might be nice to do it lengthways instead. Otherwise it would have been really tiny and quite long that way. It would have to get really small. Anyway, so this is what we're going to go for, and I'm going to do this top part first and then the bottom bit afterwards. This is Lizzie's logo. How cool is that? So I'm super excited to see how this one comes out. She's like massive on cats, big cats. So let's peel it back and hopefully it picks out all the detail. Well, it's a little bit trickier than I thought because those details are tiny, but we'll get there. So this is how Lizzie's turned out. How cool is the logo? Unfortunately, I couldn't do it on the pencil roll because there's just so many tiny little bits, and I was really struggling to get them out of this one, so I would have had no chance on this side. So we've just got the name. But Liz was actually my tent mate in Kenya last year, so I'm super excited to be meeting up with her again this week. And Liz went for the little navy and lilac pencil tabs. I don't actually know if they kind of work or not, but if not, we can always chop them back off, but they were cute. But yeah, and then I'll show you Shannon's. And this one is Shannon's. It looks so cute. So yeah, like I said, we went for the logo long ways on there, and then she went for the little navy and pink pencils. But yeah, could do it with a bit of an iron actually, couldn't it? Pressing at both sides, but yeah. I'm really pleased, it's super cool, so and they're really happy with them. And this one's mine. As you can tell straight away, the writing, maybe not in this light, but it's actually pink, because if you watched my vlog before, you will know that I ran out of my usual brand of vinyl, and I ordered one off of Amazon, took a bit of a gamble, and it was horrendous. It didn't stick. And yeah, so I used the pink, which is of the normal brand, just to make sure that I want the vinyl that were the issue, and it was the fabric, but it turned out it was the vinyl. So I reordered some of the white in my normal brand, and yeah, and it worked perfectly. I went for the little multicoloured pencils because I'm all about colours. Might end up changing it to white. I've got another one, but for now it's fine. And this is so cute. Again, I mentioned it in the other one. Yeah, there we go. That little badge, make more art, which is so cool. It is super cute. And I have actually ordered one of these for everyone, but I don't know if it's going to arrive on time. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. But if it does, then it's a Brucey bonus. But yeah, we're all done. Need to get cracking with my other jobs now. Let's go. this little selection of pencils I've got here are actually from Becca Hall's Patreon, and these are her core pencils that she uses in the tutorials and the ones that I've been used to using so far in my sketchbook. So I think this is a good place to start off with some colours. So this is the selection that I've pulled out so far. I think I've kind of got all colours covered. Plenty of blues, quite a few greens. I'm not sure, maybe we need a few more greys. We've got a nice selection of browns. I'm going to swatch them out and then in colour groups and then see what we feel about what we've got then. So looking at the images, what is going on? Looking at the images online, at the architecture and the surroundings and the colour palette, I'm thinking it might be alright. I've got plenty of greens in here. The only thing that I think maybe we might need more of is greys, maybe a few more creams, but we've got quite a few blues, so that should take care of the blue boats because they were there in the pictures. The green shutters also, that'll come in for, as well as any landscapes. Got quite a few browns. But yeah, I think I've just counted all of these and there's 58 coloured pencils. I am also going to take a few tombos, just a few neutrals, greens and blues. I do have a few eco lines picked out that I might also take because this pink beige is a real diamond. Also the beige is quite cool, and yeah, pink and a blue. I'm going to take this. I don't know if you watched my birthday vlog, but the little multicoloured pencil is super fun to use, so I might just bring that along as well. I do have quite a few of these, so I might pack one for everybody. I loved giving people stuff, so yeah, that might come along too. So cool. Yeah, next job is to swatch all of these out, make sure we think we've got all colour groups covered. I mean, if we don't, we don't. It's not even a drama. We can just use some random colour. It doesn't matter. It doesn't exactly have to match, but it would be nice to have a good variety and everything covered. So yeah, I'm going to swatch those out. And yeah, and then if we're happy, we'll put them all in the pencil roll, and there'll be a few spaces still for like things like black permanent like pen. This is the mono twin, maybe a few normal coloured normal pencils, and then also I might pack a few Neo Colour 2s. I've got a Neo Colour 1 in white as well as in the 2, which the white is it's more permanent, so it don't activate with water. Do I bring a few more of them? Not sure. I did have a nice order sat in my Jackson's basket, and I didn't put it through, so it wouldn't come in time, but there was another couple of these, a few more tombos, and this really nice luminance that I don't have, which is in between like a greeny blue. But I have spotted a art shop in Lecce, so we're going there to the city for a guided tour, and I think it's about 10 minutes away from where we're booked in for having dinner, so we might take a little trip to the art shop while we're in Italy, because it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? We like to support small businesses, and especially art ones, and yeah, honestly, I'm so excited, so blooming excited. Gonna have a look at sketchbooks also in a second, and yeah, is there anything else? I don't think so. Let's get going. Let's talk sketchbooks. Now these are my absolute favourite for just everyday drawing, doodling, sketching, and they're so cheap. These are the Jackson Studio sketchbooks, and they come in different sizes. So this is the A6, this is the A4. Now I do prefer the A5 which is like a perfect size, but they were out of stock for such a long time. And in fact, I've got one here. This is the A6 size, which is perfect. They're really lightweight and easy just to tuck in your bag. So I'm thinking I might just take one of these small ones with me, just in case I want to jot any notes down, any quick random sketches, and I don't feel too bad about messing it up. So I think I'm going to pack one of these. Then I've got a choice of 3. Now, I've not used any of this brand before, so they will be a first. These 2 are the same brand, and these are the Talons Art Creation ones. And this one obviously is a square one, and this one a bit bigger. It is a little bit weighty. It would be a really good size and shape with this. I am quite tempted to bring this one. But then also, what I like about the Plith one is it lays super flat. You see, so you don't get any kind of crease in it. And once, I mean, I do think, oh, is it a bit small? But once you open it up and you can go straight over the middle and do a spread across there, and it's nice and flat, I think this is a really nice size. So I'm tempted to go with the Plith. I did want the bigger size than this, but it wasn't in stock. Maybe it was probably around the A5 size, and that would have been perfect. But I've heard really good things about the Plith sketchbook, so I'm super excited to use this. And what I'm going to do is, I don't think I'm going to take this one, so I think it's between this one and this one. I'm edging more towards this one. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a few prep pages. I've seen a couple of people do this recently, where they'll put down some watercolours, maybe like a load of beiges and browns on one page, and then maybe another page loads of blues. So you've already got a bit of a base. Sorry if you can hear the dog, she's going mad. I'm talking to you. Yeah, and then maybe it's a little less scary, I don't know, because there's no worse than starting a new sketchbook, is there? We've all got that fear. Well, maybe not everyone, but I certainly do. What I won't be doing is starting on the first page. I now got in the habit of just opening a random page and just starting somewhere in the middle, and it's so much less scary. So yeah, if anyone's got any other top tips for getting over the fear of starting a new sketchbook, let me know. But yeah, so I'm going to make a decision between this one and this one, and then yeah, so I think that's it, guys. I think everything's covered, everything will be packed, and we're getting ready to go. So I'm going on Thursday, so hopefully I can get this up the same day, and then the next vlog after this one will be actually when we're in Puglia. So I'll try and get that one uploaded and out as soon as I get back. But I'll see you on the other side. Don't forget to give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you're not already, because believe me, it does help out my little teeny weeny channel. But yeah, see you soon, guys. See you in the next one. Bye for now.